Hey guys, Dr. Kintaro Ku, Clinic Director at True Lifestyle Wellness. Today, we're going to talk about fatigue, chronic fatigue. It's, 2 o'clock in the afternoon and you're reaching for more coffee or more sugar or carbs or something. Just get that extra boost so you can get to 5 o'clock where you can go home and, just relax. It's very common. It's epidemic. The culprit is really the standard American diet. The standard American diet is very processed, it's very inflammatory, it's very toxic, there's a lot of carbs. So if you had, say, lunch was a foot-long Subway or some type of sandwich where it's carbs or pasta or something like that, boom, you get that spike, right? I feel better. It's 1 o'clock and I feel great, I have some energy, but now it's 2 or 3 o'clock. You get that spike, but then you get that blood sugar spike, then you get the insulin spike to bring it down. Then you're down and out, right? Then that's when you start getting cravings. That's when you're like, oh God, I really need something. I'm dragging here. I have brain fog. That's when you get those cravings. So my goal with patients is to stabilize this. So you're not doing this. And how do you do that? You have to minimize the carbs, right? You got to minimize the sugars. You got to go more of a ketogenic type of diet. It's higher fat. Fat is preferred source of the body. It's a cleaner fuel. Fat burns more efficiently in the body than sugars. That's where your body wants to be, right? So I'm not going to say, hey, you got to be like in ketosis all the time and whatnot. But understand, we got to minimize the spikes and the dips, right? That's the standard American diet, is the spikes and dips. Always reaching for something else to get you through the day. We just need to stabilize it. The same thing with diabetics. What we need to do is we need to stabilize the blood sugar. Does that make sense? So there's some supplements that we use that help to do this, and the kind of stabilize things, but for the most part, we need to get you back to a higher fat diet, moderate protein, low carbs. So instead of pasta and spaghetti or lasagna or breads, it's more salads, fruits, and veggies. It's lean proteins, minimum of fruits, since they can sometimes have that glycemic effect as well. So it's a lot of lean protein shakes. They're good snacks, nuts, seeds, just something that's not going to spike the blood sugar. But again, we need to first figure out what you put in your mouth, and it's not harming your body and causing inflammation. Makes sense, right? So if you have any questions, again, if let me know about chronic fatigue. It's very common. It's epidemic. If it's a clinical issue. If you have these issues, let me know. If you're like, we need to customize your diet. We need to modify some things. If you're 4 or 5 weeks down the road and you're not getting benefits, we need to modify it, obviously. You may have adrenal fatigue. We may need to put on some adrenal supplements to help with that. Makes sense, right? So a lot of things, you can do. There can be a lot of different culprits. You could use a good detox. We have a 90-day cellular detox program that we take patients through just by detoxifying, pulling out the heavy metals, the molds, mercury, the junk, the infections, pulling the junk out of your system. And just by doing that, you see this energy boost. You might want to consider intermittent fasting because it's going to give your digestive system a break and prevent you from being so bogged down. A lot of times you eat too much, like all your resources are going towards breaking down these foods. It's just food overload, right? Then you essentially go into food coma, which is not so great. We need to quit being so bogged down from, a digestive standpoint and try intermittent fasting. Skip breakfast. Essentially, that's what I do, and eat from noon until 8. Stop at 8. Eat within the 8-hour window. And I just have more energy, more mental clarity, less brain fog, less achy, less joint pain. Intermittent fast, it boosts human growth hormone as well. It's produced in the pituitary gland, increases glucose levels, which is often suppressed during feeding. So intermittent fasting is another great tool for it as well if you're struggling with chronic fatigue and to combat those afternoon crashes. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the comment section. And again, we have a free seminar event coming up. If you haven't RSVP, please do so. I'll throw in the link in the comment section. And love to have you, but we're going to talk more about sensitivities, deficiencies, and toxicities. It's our core approach that we use at our clinic to help more people get well. Weight loss resistance, digestive issues, autoimmune conditions, migraine headaches, ADHD kids, those people need to hear this information. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. All right, because we're also making more videos, we're trying to get the message out here, so please share it. Have a great day and